The red earth cracked, like the skin of a drum pulled too tight. Under the relentless glare of a merciless sun, the village was dying. The air was so dry it burned the lungs. Crops that once danced in the wind now lay withered, turning to ash beneath the feet of exhausted mothers and weeping children. Just on the horizon stood the ultimate cruelty, the forbidden forest, a lush, impenetrable wall of green that mocked their thirst with its cool dark shadows. By the village well, 19-year-old Amaka knelt in the dust. Her dark skin, usually so radiant, was coated in a thin layer of dry earth. Her braided cornrows clinked softly as she tilted a heavy clay jug. Not a single drop fell. She looked up. A young mother sat nearby, cradling a crying infant whose voice was raspy and weak. Amaka's chest tightened. The sorrow in her almond-shaped eyes was heavier than the empty jug she carried. She whispered to herself, her voice cracking, "We cannot survive another week of this. The ancestors have turned their faces away." Suddenly, the dry wind shifted. Amaka turned her head toward the dark tree line of the forbidden woods. Through the swirling dust, something caught her eye. A subtle, unnatural green glow. It pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat hidden beneath the leaves, where others saw a curse. Amaka felt a call. "Amaka, turn your eyes away." An elderly voice barked through the heavy air. The village elder, his traditional robes hanging loosely on his frail frame, marched toward her. He pointed a weathered, trembling finger at the dense canopy. "You look into the dark, child, and the dark looks back. That forest is cursed. It takes our livestock, it swallows our hunters, it does not give. But Baba, what if the water is there? Look at us. We are turning to dust while the forest thrives. Are we to just sit here and fade? Better to die in the light of our village than be consumed by the shadows of that place. Do not test the spirits, Amaka." That night, inside the stifling heat of her mud hut, Amaka sat alone. The warm, flickering light of a single oil lamp danced across her face. In her hands, she clutched a heavy carved wooden amulet passed down through generations. She squeezed the wood until her knuckles lightened. A tear slipped down her cheek, but her jaw was set. Character. Amaka, voice determined, whispering to the amulet, "Watch over me, grandmothers. If I stay, my people die. If I go, perhaps I can save them. I will bring back the rain, or I will let the forest claim me." The morning sun cast a false, golden hour glow over the village. Amaka moved before the roosters crowed. With steady hands, she tied a vibrant Ankara wrapper firmly around her waist. Her matching crop top offered little protection against the chill of the dawn, but she did not care. She walked to the edge of the world. The boundary stones, ancient, faded carvings etched into the dirt, drawing a line between the realm of the living and the realm of the unknown. She hesitated, her heart hammered a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Amaka, whispering, "For the village." She stepped over. The transition was violent in its silence. The oppressive heat of the village vanished instantly, swallowed by a damp, chilling mist. Tall, ancient trees with trunks as wide as houses reached up. The forest was heavy, breathing around me, swallowed in mist. Then the air changed. Something was moving in the leaves. The shadows started to twist. I wasn't alone. Through the fog, a shape, standing perfectly still, watching me. A boy, covered in the earth itself, but it was his eyes. They were glowing, a soft burning orange in the dark, calm, deadly calm. We stood there, frozen, two worlds looking at each other. The wind stopped, my heart stopped. He tilted his head, and the glow grew brighter. The ground began to shake. The forest was waking up. I knew I should run, but as the light filled my eyes, I just couldn't look away. Then and there I knew. I knew this isn't the end. I knew this is the beginning of something different.
Amaka followed the forest boy deep into the heart of the woods, but what she found there broke her heart. At the center of a massive clearing stood a colossal ancient tree. It was magnificent, but it was dying. Its massive roots were tangled over what used to be a spring. Now, it was just a bed of cracked mud. The magical bioluminescent flora that clung to the tree's bark was flickering, fading into dry, brittle ash. The boy lowered his hand. He pointed to the dead roots, and then he dropped to his knees, his glowing amber eyes dimmed with a profound, crushing sadness. A strange, vibrating hum came from him, a sound of pure grief. Amaka stepped forward, her fear completely gone. Amaka, voice full of empathy and realization. You are not a monster. You are a guardian, and you are thirsty too. Your home is dying, just like mine. She knew what she had to do. Reaching deep into her pocket, Amaka pulled out the carved wooden amulet of our ancestors, the most precious thing she owned, the soul of her village. She knelt beside the mysterious boy. With a gentle hand, she placed the artifact directly onto the dying roots. For a moment, the forest held its breath. Then, an explosion of magic. A brilliant, blinding wave of emerald and gold erupted from the wood. The shock wave rushed through the dry veins of the earth, cracking the ground open. Crystal clear, glowing water surged upward, filling the dry spring bed with a roaring, beautiful symphony of life. Instantly, the dead vines around them snapped to life, bursting into vibrant, glowing flowers. The canopy above shifted, and for the first time in centuries, a warm beam of sunlight pierced the forest floor. Amaka laughed, the sound bubbling up from her very soul. She turned to the forest boy. He was smiling. His amber eyes no longer held an eerie warning, but a warm, comforting light. Reaching into the newly flowing magical river, he pulled out a glowing water lily, completely dry to the touch, and handed it to her.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Tone, uplifting, grand. Side by side, the Nigerian girl and the forest spirit walked out of the woods. As they crossed the boundary line, the village erupted. The magical water had flooded the dry riverbed. Green shoots burst from the cracked, red earth in seconds. Women wept with joy. Children splashed in the crystal clear water. The village elder, trembling, slowly walked to the boundary line. He looked at Amaka, then at the forest boy. Slowly, he dropped to his knees and bowed his head in deep respect. Elder, voice thick with emotion, I was a fool to fear the dark when it held such beautiful light. You have saved us, daughter. The harsh sunlight of the drought was gone forever, replaced by a vibrant morning glow. Amaka and the boy sat together on the old boundary stones, stones that no longer divided two worlds, but bridged them. The dark, forbidding aura of the forest had faded into history. In its place, a lush, inviting paradise, a testament to a brave 19-year-old girl, an ancient magic, and the absolute power of empathy.